Matt, what'd you think?
Dave, Ashley, good evening. This technology combines shopping on your phone with getting the stuff you want, not in a couple of days or even a few hours, but right this very second. It's the latest adaptations as we Americans try to figure out ways to shop without actually having to talk to anybody or touch anything during this global pandemic.
Sorry. How are you guys today?
Convenience store giant 7-Eleven is trying out something new. Mobile checkout, and they have chosen Utah to be a part of the rollout. I took it for a spin. Scan what you want to buy using your phone. Pay with your phone, then hold your phone up next to this cube when you exit so that the folks who work here know that you actually paid.
Thank you.
It is not rocket science technology, but it does work as advertised, and it is certainly contactless.
It's to allow customers to have a better control over their own experience so they can shop the way they want to shop.
7-Eleven's Jolly John says that ever since the pandemic, customers have been clamoring for a way to get their morning cup of coffee without having to interact with cashiers, touch that credit card terminal, or wait in line with other customers.
It was already in the works prior to the pandemic. Timing has worked out.
And you know, it is not just 7-Eleven that is looking for ways to adapt. Study after study has shown that consumers are looking for ways to do business with companies without having to interact with people or touch anything.
Shalom, welcome, shalom. First and foremost, start saying Ka la Yamla Allahayanawa Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashai Waharuka Kodash. Second, that the elders are rule well becoming worthy of their honors, especially they who labor in the word doctrine, which are the apostles and elders of Great Mission, GMS. And third, I want to say peace and salutation to all you who came with how is my ways between the push these truths and honest sincerity. The few of them we have by Shem Yoshai, by Shem Kodash, and peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom. My name is Gabaga from the company Prophets here in Toronto, GMS Toronto. Back again with another presentation. This video I'm gonna go into, I'm gonna tell this video the MO of Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the MOTB, right? The mark of the beast, right? So as it is, as from the video that I played, I got this video from from KSL News, and it says touchless technology, how the pandemic is changing the way we shop. Okay, this is actually this is going to Esau's Edom, his plan, for the NWO, which is the new so-called world order, right? So yeah, this man Esau Edom, is coming down with a great wrath, and he's making, he's making his actually, if you can see, in the background, as in the word mark is right there too, it's a sign mark, right? I just noticed that too, but yeah, that's a spirit, So this man, is about to come down, to declare his NWO, and he's gonna usher that in by bringing about, the MOTB, right, the mark of the beast, right? So as it is, this man, is doing this, by bringing, is using that, he's using that thing we call gradualism. Gradualism, is making the people, to be used slowly but surely, from not having to pay with cash, and now people start paying with cash. Now they're paying with the debit cards or the credit cards. They would swipe the credit card first, or they would swipe the credit card or the MasterCard at first. And now you actually have them just tapping the credit card, and now they're actually bringing it to a point where actually you can use your cell phone to actually pay for your goods, right? As it is, everybody out there, everybody and the mama out there has a cell phone, and like a cell phone, is in, it's like basically people, if you're missing your cell phone, you feel like life is, is out of array, right? So this man, is bringing about, that mark of the beast gradually, using gradualism to bring about, his MO, his MOTB, right? And he has these stores, like 7-Eleven actually, adapting this this touchless form of a payment. You just go and scan the items that you want to purchase. And then once you scan them, you go to a registry and you pay for them, by scanning on your phone, like this guy showed, right? So yeah, I'm going to it. So I'm gonna bring a few videos here and there, and I'm gonna play. I'm gonna bring a few scriptures here and there. I'll play a few videos, and Lord willing, this becomes edifying to elect. Shalom. I'm starting with the scripture coming out of the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 12, verse 16. Okay, is Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 16. It says this: An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Kana, who's the enemy? The enemy is a so-called white man. Esau Edom. Okay, starting the so-called, as in the elites, the elite bankers of the society, going from to the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the DuPont, the Gettys, right? These are the enemy, right? And all, and all going back to to Cain, from Cain we went to Esau. Then we went to like Amalek, right? The great grandson of Esau, and like all down the line, unto this day, what you have, as in the elite bankers, and the rest of the Edomites. These are the enemies, man. It says an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, and how he's speaking sweetly, he's saying, that this is going to be, convenient for you. You don't have to deal with cash, you don't have to worry about paying, having to worry about your cash, or having to, as in to having maybe getting contaminated by cash. Because like this whole pandemic has made people to actually to be more conscious of their health. So it's trying to do away with cash by saying as in it's good for you to actually pay with your to pay using cashless or using cashless, because that way it'll be more sanitary. So that's him speaking sweetly. But in his heart, imagine how to throw it into a pit. Okay, and the word pit. That word actually goes, as in the word pit is a system, right? That the image of the beast is a system. So the system, that gets you, as in hooked, into this man's jaws, right? As it is, as in the pastors and the elders, they always go into how saying, like how having these adhesion contracts, these are what keeps us, indebted to this man, right? These are the modern day slavery, being under these adhesion contracts, as in your birth certificate, your license plate, your like your college degree, like your like your diploma, whatever you have, that has to do with the government. These are adhesion contracts, right? This is the system. This is the pit. It says he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit, and that's done with the so-called New World Order. But he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. Because this man, as in, even the going of the, happened over there in Haiti, there was a great earthquake, as in over 7.2 magnitude earthquake. The Most High, brought judgment upon our people over there, man. But as it is, as in, even though, as in, the Most High is bringing, is doing this, to bring judgment. Israel, he'll be there, trying to console the people, but really, he's really trying to actually, come in and usher in, his so-called, his jabs, his vaccine, right? And this is all he's plan to actually get the country of Haiti, to be jabbed up, man, to be injected with that devil juice, okay? So that's why it says, but he will not be satisfied with blood. It means actually, it doesn't just want your like your death. It actually wants your soul, and that's why this man is coming down with that NWO. It's actually coming for your soul, okay? I'm actually gonna jump up more. Same chapter, same book, Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 10 says, "Never trust an enemy, for like as iron rust. Never trust an enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is its wickedness." And we all know who the enemy is, man.
Another study found that a lot of consumers have a way to do that right now in their wallets, and they just don't know about it. According to the survey from CompareCards.com, nearly half of Americans do not recognize this symbol. If you're among them, it means touchless payment. And if it is on the back of your credit card, it means that you can use your card simply by holding it near a credit card machine, just as long as the machine also has the symbol.
You don't have to hand that card to anybody. You don't even necessarily have to touch the terminal.
Matt Scholes, who conducted the survey, was surprised that so many people did not recognize that touchless payment symbol. Less surprising that people seem to love it once they learn about it. Once people start using it, Compare Cards found that 39% say it is their preferred way to buy stuff in a brick and mortar store. It's fast, touchless, and clean.
And that would be pretty appealing to a lot of people right now.
You know, just because your credit card doesn't have touchless technology, if your credit card doesn't have touchless technology, you can always load that into your mobile wallet. Most of these kiosks that take those touchless cards also take mobile wallets. You can just hold your phone right up there and pay that way. Ashley?
Yeah, so many options.
Yeah, man. So you see, this man, is trying to make it, trying to make it come, trying to make it as if it was actually there for you, to help you, to help you with your purchases, to make it easy for you, to make it convenient for you. Really, he's trying to entrap you, man. Okay, and like he does this by trying to, by getting you to actually agree with him, by getting you to actually, get on his side, and that's going off, man. The Most High told us, that we're not supposed to actually, to be in league, or to be in agreement with these people. It's supposed to actually be against them in all their ways. That's what he says. That's why, like in the scripture, earlier before said never. That means never at any time whatsoever. Like never, ever trust the enemy. Okay, because this man is our enemy, man. From the beginning, this man has been our enemy, and he has not done anything for our good. You see, so that's why I have this book right. I have this script right here. So I'm in the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 32, and it says, "Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their powers." Okay, their gods, right? And so you're talking about the heathen, but specifically at this time that we're living in, as in you have people trying to actually make covenants with the heathen, by actually going ahead and actually getting that jab. You have the jab being promoted on the promoted by these entertainers, by the so-called elites of our people, trying to actually promote these jabs. But but when you do that's you actually making a covenant with the heathen, man. So here it says that thou shalt not make no covenant with them nor their gods. These people actually their gods, the gods is science. So they actually they put all their stock and all their belief in so-called science, but which that this science that they have is a false or pseudo science. It's not true science, because true science comes from the scriptures. True science comes from the Most High. True science, true knowledge, is in nature, and actually going according to the way the Lord or Heavenly Father made nature to be. Doesn't mind trying to actually come and actually make up his own go against nature and do everything that's against nature. Okay. Gosh, I have this other video I want to play. Just going into the same topic. So let me get this up.
Now at ABC News exclusive, a new way to travel without touching a thing. One U.S. airline is testing biometric technology. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez joins us from Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, DFW, with a first look. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, Robin, good morning to you. Listen, it is no secret. Airlines are trying to do anything they can to make sure that people feel good about traveling again. And this is no exception. Some of the changes you're about to see this morning may just become the new normal. Hello. This morning, an exclusive first look at new technology that may change the face of travel with your face. American Airlines showing ABC News what it calls the future of air travel, biometric boarding, in light of concerns over COVID.
Everything at our airport that you experience today didn't exist a year ago. Already in a year, we can deliver that much technology.
Technology like this, a camera scanning your face to confirm your identity without ever having to scan a boarding pass. American has been testing this on some international flights, but now they're hoping to launch this on domestic flights too. And the airline plans to also use this technology at other points along the journey, like the bag drop, to check in those bags. So, Julie, what you're saying is the future of air travel is your phone and your face.
In the future, you may not even need your phone. Just literally facial recognition can get you through the airport.
Airlines are increasingly turning to new tech to increase confidence in traveling safely. Delta now launching a touchless onboard payment system, and United working to eliminate long lines at customer service counters. Simply scan a QR code and launch a video chat with an agent rather than speaking to one in person. And TSA now testing UV light technology to clean those bins at security. Even though just some of these measures are in place right now, we're already seeing a huge number of Americans take to the skies, breaking pandemic records. TSA screening more than 16 million people.
So going to the same topic, man, going to the topic of gradualism. This man, is ushering in, his MOTB, gradually, slowly but surely. If you have eyes to see, and ears to hear, you'll take heed, to, you take heed and actually, and try to not, fall for the okie doke, so to speak, right? So this man, as it is, all this is leading him to actually bring about his so-called NWO, right? And this will eventually lead to the mass, mass chipping, or the chip, the CHIP, which is the MOTB, right? And this man, like his MO, right, is to actually slave the whole world, under their, under the psychological, not like under the chip, what it actually have, like, as in it make the whole world be digital. That's why, it have like all these like face scans, like all these like touchless systems, payments, because like all these, will lead to a point where like as in your payment, or like your ID, or all your information, will be stored in a CHIP. And that's the only way you actually be able to access, any amenities, like you'll be able to like go to shop, or you'll be able to get any services, unless you have this so-called CHIP, right? And this is all his, all his agenda, his enterprise, right? So that's why, it's upon us actually, to sound the alarm, to actually warn our people, to actually to tell them not to take this so-called, even as in the jab or the CHIP, right? Back in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 11, says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet he take good heed and beware of him, that and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. So as in this man, from the beginning, people always looked upon, like his system, as in they always thought, like America, was the way to go. They thought like his democracy, his like his education, his way of life, was the way to go. But really, like when you actually see like what he's doing behind closed doors, then you actually understand, that this man is up to no good. You see. So it says like, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away, right? So like, once you actually wake up to this truth, once you actually see what's going on behind doors, like you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you see that this man's is not for your good, but it's actually for your destruction. Okay. So verse 12 says that, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. See, and that's right there, as in, sign with the so-called jab, as in, you're rolling your sleeve to actually get that prick, get that injection. This man is pricking you, with his poison, man. You see? It says, verse 13 says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as coming nigh a wild beast? Right? And this man is a beast, man. This man is a beast. Going, to him, as he was referred to as a beast in the book of Revelation, right? He is a beast. He has a beast system, and he has a mark of the beast. Right, and you can't really feel sorry for someone who actually goes ahead and take the jab, because it is, as in, it's high time, by now you should know that this man, as in his, his so-called, answer to this so-called pandemic, it's not really an answer. It's actually, it's a death sentence. Okay, so if you go and actually take it, like you can't really pity someone, that's been bitten by snake. When he knew that snake is not good for them, right? Even Apostle, I believe Apostle Raka, he always goes into this story about, like, how it's like an old Native American story that that a woman was, like, took a snake that found in the snow, that was frozen. Then she brought it back to her house and she warmed it up. And then the snake ended up biting her ass. And then she was asking the snake why it bit her, but she should have known that the snake, that's the nature of the snake. So I can't really feel sorry for these people, man. Okay. Next verse says that for a while he will abide with thee, and if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, will not be satisfied with blood. See, this man is not just coming for your blood; it's coming for your soul, man, for your, as in actually have you, as in depend upon him, like for your life, for your source of everything. Okay, so now even though we have like this bit of freedom that we have, actually you can go actually buy, you can have like a house, you can have like some property, you can have like you can have like an income, like I actually be able to as in to do to actually go out and enjoy yourself. But this man wants to take away all your freedoms and actually have to depend on him to do all these things. It's coming, so it's coming for your soul, man. Okay, now I got this other video and I'll play.
So far this month,
The last 3 weeks have been our best booking weeks since the pandemic started. And if you look out to May, we'll be running 80% of our schedule that we were running back in 2019.
now you might be wondering, what happens to all of that data collected with the biometric screening? Well, American says that is all wiped from the system within 24 hours. After that, it'll live only on your phone. Guys, this is all expected to launch within the next few months.
It could happen. Hey, it looks like it's a very busy morning there, DFW, Gio.
Yeah, it really is. It's picking up.
It does seem that way. Thank you. Well, hey there, Gio.
So going to the MOTB, the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath had the mark or the name of the beast, the number of his name. As it is, the mark, we all know the mark is the mark, is that CHIP, right? And the name, and the number of his name, going to the 666, which you can find that in any QR, in any QR code, when you scan, when you any product that has like a barcode, there's always that number 666 that reprints at on the code, right? So yeah, so this man, is actually going, is making it a point, that where you'll be able to do anything unless you have this so-called MOTB, right? So that's where your faith is gonna kick in. That's when we'll see who is for the Most High and who is not for the Most High, man. That's when you have to repent and actually and come to the Most High, so that in that day when all hell breaks loose, be able to actually able to be protected, right? It says right here, see. What's the word there? Beast. Actually, the mark, when you go to the word mark is a G5480. It says from the same as G582. It's a scratch or etching. And it goes into that word koragma, which is the word for that is correct. It says a scratch or etching, that is a stamp as a badge of servitude, right? So as you're going to be a servant to the elites, man. And the Most High, as it is the Most High, as in there's a spirit that says is Jacob a homeborn slave? No, man, we're not slaves, man. We were made to serve the Most High and to have these other nations under our feet, man. It's not the other way around. So if you go ahead and actually take a mark, that's you actually, as in turning your back against the Most High, and actually, and calling, Esau Edom, as in your God, and actually going with the wicked. Okay, so you made to actually serve the Most High, but here it is, you're gonna go ahead and be a servant unto the heathen man. That's completely unforgivable. Okay, it says or sculpture, figured, statue, graven mark, right? Is the name from a presumed derivative of the base of the name, literally, relatively, authority, character, called, surnamed, and the beast is a diminutive form of the same. Is a dangerous animal, venomous wild beast. You see, so that's it on that. Let me get this precept. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so yeah, man. So then it, you might think, as in, just taking, as in this, taking this so-called, CHIP, as in it's light, but it's not really light. It's actually, it comes with grave consequences. Okay, this book of Revelation 14 verse 11 says, and the smoke of their torment ascended up and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast, right, and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. See, so if you go ahead and actually take this, as in Moses is gonna punish you, and like you're actually gonna be, you're going to suffer, as in the second death, which is as in death by fire. And who knows, the Most High can actually have you, as in, as it might seem only like a few seconds, but the Most High can actually prolong that pain for you to actually, and I feel like, as in, it's been for hours and hours. You see, so as in, it's really, as in, you just pray, and pray, and whatever it is, like even if I have to die, for you not to take the CHIP. You're better off losing your life and actually go ahead and taking, taking the mark of the beast, man. Okay, it's Revelation 15 verse 2, and says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. See, so the ones of us who actually, Lord willing, I'm one of those men, the ones of us who actually believe this truth wholeheartedly, like, the Most High, will give us, it will allow us to actually as in to overcome, this MOTB, right? And the ones who fall for it, they're gonna burn in the lake, the lake of fire and brimstone, which is when the Most High lets loose upon the earth. America is gonna be burnt with the thermal nuclear power, right? And that's why it says, it's a sea of glass mingled with fire. That's talking about, as in America, when we seen from the, from the chariots, okay? And them that had gotten victory over the beast, right, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. The ones who overcome these, these NWO will get the victory. Okay. Next precept is Revelation 16 verse 2 says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and they fell. Right, it says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and they fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship the image. Okay, so the ones who actually go ahead and take this, this HIP, as in the most, is actually make them, have a sore, like at the place where they actually have the, where they took it, like whether it be like on your forehead, on your right hand. The most is gonna make you have like a sore, like a tumor or a cancer that's gonna develop in that area. They took it. It's like you're gonna know who took it and who didn't. Based on, if they have like a sore on their hand or their forehead. Okay, and it's gonna be like, it's gonna be it's gonna be a grievous a grievous sore. You see. So yeah, man, like this thing is serious business. Okay, next precept is that Revelation 19 verse 20 says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet, talking about the Roman Catholic Church, right? That's a false prophet, right? And that wrought, and the beast, it's talking about, as in, it's like the whole white supremacy and the white man structure, from like, America, the European, all these Edomites, right? The beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image, those who were cast alive into these both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. Okay, because the Most is going to come out and destroy, as in this man Esau Edom, and all those who actually, those who are in line with his, with his agenda. They're all gonna be destroyed. So so-called black women. You earn the black woman. Is down for his master, the so-called white man. Without a doubt. Okay, so like all you people who actually go ahead and actually do this thing, you you're gonna suffer the death of a heathen, man, which is like nothing, which is nothing, that's it's like so serious, man. It's like no joke. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end with this precept right here. The book of Revelation 20 verse 4 says, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither had his image, right, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with the Mashiach 1,000 years. So, as in the ones of us who actually, once again, Lord willing, among those men who actually overcome and actually able to reign with Yahushua. So, as in, even though we have to die for this truth, we have to die for not taking, the CHIP, it's going to be well worthy for us, because, at the end, we're going to be with the Lord and Savior Yahushua, and we're going to reign with Him forever and forevermore. You see? So, like, as in, if you don't take, as in the jab, therefore you will also take the CHIP, and if you have to suffer for it, if you have to actually, be taken into the FEMA camps, if you have to actually, be tortured for it, ultimately you'll be better off, because as in the end, Bible tells you, like, fear not him who can kill the body, but rather fear him who is able to destroy both the body and the spirit in hell, which is, as in, so not supposed to fear man, even though Adam comes with that comes with death threats, we're not supposed to fear him, but we're supposed to, as in, just stand firm, and the end we'll know that our Lord will reward us, for our steadfast, for our faith, and we'll get to be with him and reign with him forevermore. You see? So then, of course, after those 1,000 years, these Edomites are gonna be gathered together and they're gonna be burnt up. Okay, they're going to be Obadiah 1 and 18.
The biggest advantage of that is cross-contamination. When somebody touches a surface and puts their germs on a surface, and the next person touches it, they're very likely to pick up those germs and could potentially get sick. We all know that there's a lot of people that don't have good hygiene and don't wash their hands properly, and that's a great risk factor.
We all know that the person, most people don't wash their hands, these Edomites, man. Like, whenever you actually go into public washroom, you see a white man just like walk out and never even wash their hands. So I'm like, come on, man, like, give me a break, bro.
So the biggest reason is for cross-contamination. The second reason, and a very bona fide reason, is that there's less cleaning involved. Nobody is touching those surfaces. So if we go in there, and if you follow me here into this stall, we talk about auto flush for the toilets. Then we also have auto flush on urinals. So nobody is touching any of those handles. We have automatic faucets. We have automatic soap dispensers, automatic towel dispensers. All of these things provide a very healthy and touch-free environment that doesn't require a lot of cleaning involved because nobody is touching those surfaces.
So there I want to say, Kwame Shawala, Kwame Thawada, Abad Baba, Shalom to Shalom.